Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud, and this is the season 37 pre-show. And this is pretty premature because I don't even know the title of the season. But we do know that TJ is hosting. He made a video kind of recently where he's like, "Hey man, it's going to be in Croatia," or something like that. So there you go. We have a location, and then we have cast list here provided by StopBeingPolite.com, and it's in alphabetical order. And let's do this thing. Let's go through it. Season 37 cast. Let's start with Amanda Garcia. Holy shit, she was from Are You the One 3? You know, I really, it really doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, you know, like the people that they cast. You know, I remember when they were like, "Are You the One?" Boo! But now we have people from all sorts of shows, and really, if you didn't know, would it matter? I mean, I think the only show that provides certain types, let's call them athletic types, super athletic, would be Survivor. I really like. I think we've only had 3 survivors so far, right? Turbo. What's her name? Fuck. The other guy, Jay, and then what's her name? Nicole? I don't remember. She didn't. She had to leave. She wasn't around too often, which was sad because she was great. Natalie, I think, maybe that was her name. But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have a lot of survivors on this season, turns out. But let's talk about Amanda real quick. You know, I don't mind her. I think that Bananas and Cara didn't like her, and they were always like, "Oh, not today, Devil Woman," and shit like that. And they would make a big scene of it and stuff. And you know, first thing I think of is like, "Oh, well, she must be doing something right if those 2 assholes don't like her." You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like those 2. So, I always felt like it was really too bad that the 2 biggest draws of the show, one of the more popular stars, didn't like her. You know, but now they're not even on the show. They're not on this season for sure. And hopefully she won't have to endure all that BS, right? Right. Okay, let's go on. Last time, oh god, when was she last seen? War of the Worlds 1? Yeah, I think that might have been it. When she was with Josh. Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to think of all this information? I guess it is a pre-show. And it is a podcast. But yeah, that was the last time she was seen, and I'm glad she's back. Oh my gosh! And the other side of the coin, the complete opposite, is Anissa. Anissa's back. She more recently, well, you could say Double Agents, but like she was also on whatchamacallit, All Stars. And hey, she got to that final where she was like, "Oh, if I could just get to a final, I could prove all the people wrong," and shit like that. And she had her chance, and she came in not dead last, but 9th out of 10th place. I mean, you could say she came 9th out of 12 places, right? But I don't know. She's so tired, so old news. She never leaves, you know, and she just has all these excuses on why, you know, she's like, "Oh, I didn't run this because this isn't the final." I'm like, bullshit. You can't run. I don't know. I don't want to bag on her and shit, you know. But I'm running out of positives here. Let's just go on. All right, I would like that. Ashley Mitchell, man. She was the richest for a while. For a couple seasons, I think she was the richest. Because she stole Hunter's money. His half of the million, right? Something like that. And then recently seen on Double Agents. That's right, where she got eliminated twice. Eliminated in the first episode, and then she comes back a couple episodes later. to be eliminated again. But there's a reason. I mean, she's really good. I think she lost her first final in War of the Worlds 2. I think that was a pretty big thing. I was like, holy shit, she always finds a way to win, And yeah, I think Ashley has been established as like, someone the challenge needs. She's controversial enough, but more importantly, I mean, whatever, I don't give a shit about that stuff, but she is a really good competitor, and that's what I really care about. Yeah. And before, she used to like have this problem of like leaving early and stuff like that, which is sort of the same case now. If she's not there to the end, she's out really early. That's the trend. Yeah, that's how you can tell. All right, on to someone new here, Berna Canbeldek, from Survivor Turkey. All right, and yeah, it's not like all those what do they call themselves? Turkeys over there? All the turkeys, they had their own version of Survivor, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's not like they survived in Turkey. That would be ridiculous. It's like, why did we do this? It's in our backyard, shit like that. But there we go. That's our first. That's a Survivor right there. They're really good. They have a strength to them. Yeah, I'll just say that. Okay, moving on. I was gonna say we could talk about what they look like in their pictures, because I will post them. I mean, I was going to. If I get really like lazy, I'll just post the audio. But there's really nothing you could tell just by this picture, because you can't tell if she's like physically fit, but you just assume it is Survivor. Let's just move on. Bettina Buchanan from Paradise Hotel, Norg, or something completely different, and X on the Beach, Norg, or Norge. You never know. Norgy. I don't know. But, okay, so I did read some information. I tried to do a little bit of research before doing this. So, it turns out Paradise Hotel Norg, or Norge, Norgy, who knows? But the concept is fucking crazy and weird. It's like, okay, you got to go into a hotel, and you got to convince someone to share a hotel with you. And then you get voted out, and you just have to try and stay in this hotel and whatever, and there's lots of politics and stuff like that. But I don't know, sound a little goofy. But again, it really doesn't matter where any person that they cast comes from. It just matters on how they interact now that they're finally on the show, So, living in a hotel the whole time confined, it might help her when, like, say if they're living underground again or something like that. She's like, I was in a hotel with sheets. Actually, this is nothing like a hotel with sheets. This is horrible. So who knows? Let's move on. Big T. All right. Last seen on Double Agents. Winning the Best Supporting Actress Award, Challenger Award, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. She was a big part of that show. It was kind of about her and her relationship with CT and that sort of thing. I'll just say this. I hope that she continued to train. That she had CT wake her up at 5 a.m. and she would just do all that shit in the morning, like right away. Like she could definitely improve. Anybody can improve. It's always interesting to me that there are typically the female challengers that are like, oh, I don't even work out. I just fucking wake up like this, bitch, and shit like that. Whereas a lot of the guys are like, they get in shape and they train before they get here and stuff. So I think Big T, if you apply yourself, um, you could do good. I mean, I think outside of our physical prowess, I think she shines in all the other levels. So yeah, she just needs to train. All right, next we get Corey Lay from 12 Dates of Christmas. Okay, so I read a very brief synopsis of the game. I think it was like you have to find it's a like a dating thing. You have to pick someone you want to take home to the holidays and introduce to your parents or something like that. Right? Yeah, I think it's something like that. 12 Dates of Christmas. Yeah. And that's about it. That's all I know. So I don't know. You could have. I don't remember reading any like challenge or mission like physical things for that show. I think it was just a dating game. But who knows? That's about as much research as I did. Let's go from that Corey to another Corey. We have Corey Wharton. Is that his last name? Wharton? Tauntauns? Wontons? But either way, Corey, he's back. He was on Double Agents. He got second place. Is that what it was? Yeah, second place. Didn't make any money, I don't think. Or no, did he? No, maybe he did make money. Shit, I can't remember. I think he did. Yeah, he made a little bit of money. Yeah, and good for him. Second. He's been in what, 2 other finals? I think this one was he did his best. I don't know. But let's not just talk about that. Corey in general, I like him. I root for him. But he does train, you know. So I'm just wondering, like, he gets betrayed. I mean, like, he got betrayed by Fessy and shit like that. But he's got a solid supporting group. At least with, well, I guess it's just him and Nelson. I don't know. I root, like I said, I like him. I root for him. He does train. But let's just see you have to up your game somehow, Corey. You have to be a little bit more cutthroat. No, maybe that. You know, come in with a clear and precise plan. You know. Yeah, there you go. That's what I want him to do. Next we have CT. He's back. Last seen winning Double Agents. Probably having one of his better later seasons. Because, you know, like War of the Worlds 2, he won that, but he was in the background most of the time. He was just kind of... he just kind of sat back, let things happen. He rolled with the punches and stuff. But that was sort of a CT we've become accustomed to recently. But he had a really good, solid season on Double Agents just because, you know, he was kind of an underdog. You know, he was attacked immediately, and he had to make the most of it with Big T and shit like that, and created a genuine friendship, showship, showmance. They weren't romantic at all, but yeah, the T's, man. CT's back. He's won his 4th, so he's tied with Darrell. He needs 3 more to tie up with Bananas, and it's crazy. Like, no one's gonna complain. No one. I don't think he's targeted. I don't know. Yeah, he's on a roll. Like, he's just been getting better with age. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't see anyone really standing up to him, but we'll see. Perhaps this next guy, Devin. Devin won't. Devin's gonna probably work with CT if anything. Devin's back. Last seen in Double Agents, getting eliminated by someone. Was it Darrell? Yeah, it was Darrell. But he had some good bright spots. He defeated Wes in elimination. He got Fessy and Josh, especially Josh, riled up. Holy shit! Remember Josh like punching houses in anger, and Devin like, "What's 6 times 5?" I don't know. Someone, I think it was Dave, Hardcore Dave. He was like, "Yeah, all he does is fucking instigate arguments and shit." I'm like, no, that's all he's doing now. This wasn't always the case. He wasn't always like that, you know. So, well, I like Devin. Let's hope he collaborates more. You know, that's the thing with a lot of these people. Like, they have to. The blueprint's already there. They know what they have to do. Like, fucking look at the JEK. You know, the JEK dynasty. D for Derek. The D is silent. Silent partner. You know, just form a giant alliance and fucking work that way, you know? Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how, you know, Devin could possibly hatch a scheme like that. Next we have Emmanuel Nagu? I don't know. But he was from another Survivor Romania. So yeah, there you go. Romania. Isn't that... Where's Romania? I think cold. Like, it's cold over there. But I really don't know. Emmy... Let's move on. It's because there's another Survivor Romania person. Emmy Alupe. Also from that thing. Oh, like, this is great. This is what excites me, you know? These Survivor people are no joke. So that's cool. Maybe they'll collaborate. Who knows? Next, we have Esther Agunbayad from Big Brother Nauseous now. I don't know. Forgive me for the bad pronunciations. But Esther, this is not our first Esther. Didn't we have another Esther? Yeah, we did. But she's from Big Brother. There was a big Brother. There was a big Brother alliance last season. Did they bring her in, even though she's like, I don't fucking know you. I was in Niger. In Niger, if you guys were there. That would only work if there was 2 other people, like Casey and Josh. She says that to them. That would work then. But I don't know. Perhaps if I was Esther, I'd be like, yeah, man, well, I'll fucking collaborate with you. And Fessy. Fessy's back. Also, the big part of that Big Brother alliance. And last scene, fucking refusing to eat. He's like, oh, who gives a shit? Fucking Casey's leg is broke. But Casey was still eating, and Fessy didn't even want to try, you know. And it's crazy because in All Stars, we got to see Big Easy fucking have the chance to not eat as well, but he ate. Yeah, and so, you know, Fessy talking up himself the whole time, you know, and then he goes out like that. He should have just ate. You know, it just really would have left more people saying, like, see, he, like, if it wasn't for fucking Casey, he would have won or something like that, you know. But he was just like, I don't know. And TJ's like, hey, you want to eat something? You're wasting away. But yeah, he didn't eat. The other thing, though, I do remember his clashes. And his betrayal of Nelson, and his dirty fucking tactics when he was in there and shit, and like the dirty ways he played in that final too. And yeah, just I don't know. He established himself as like a physical threat and sort of a scumbag. And I've compared him to being like Zach a little bit. Remember Thor, Zach? He's a little bit like that. Just a big asshole. Oh shit! And one other thing, like he clashed with CT a couple times. You know, he's like, "Yeah, you're over the hill, and I'll beat you and shit." And you know, like, but then they had that stalemate in the truck. You know, when they were wrestling on top of that truck on that one mission, right? And then they got to wrestle again in that final, where on that pile and shit like that, when they had to do the wires and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought it was really funny that they had a couple clashes, and Fessy's like, he's an old man, I'm here to win, and shit like that. And then, recently, he was talking about, like, how he would want to fight CT in a boxing match. And that's awesome to me. It's pretty crazy, too, because I mentioned that to, I think it was Hardcore Dave, when we were covering it, where I'm like, okay, say Fessy and CT fight in the, you know, in the UFC, in MMA style, in a cage, you know? Who would win, you know? But I would absolutely be down to see these two box each other. That'd be fucking fantastic. I actually, how it should be done is MMA. I don't know why all this really odd shit about, like, who's the better fighter, a boxer or an MMA person? Let's discover it in boxing, where it's like, hey, hello, the answer's right in front of you. MMA, mixed martial arts. You can box, you can wrestle, you could karate, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, all this shit. But instead, they're like, well, let's see how you do in boxing. No, that's not how you figure things out. It's in its purest form. It's MMA all the way. I would fucking pay to see that, to see those two go against each other. That'd be awesome. I've actually said that CT could have been a wrestler, you know, like a WWE style. Or even, like, I would love to see him in the UFC and shit, you know? Or maybe not directly there, but, like, you know, start off with a PFL or, you know, shit like that. Bellator. Oh, that'd be awesome. Please make that happen. CT versus Fessy. Alright, next we have, oh my gosh, Gabo. I don't know how to pronounce any of the... Gabo it is. He's from Warsaw Shore. I'm assuming it's in Warsaw. They get drunk and they're like, yeah, baby, fucking, what was it? Laundry, tan. Fuck, what was it? TLG. Wait, laundry, tan, gym. Yeah, there you go. But it's in Warsaw. See, they have douchebags all around the world. And it's great. You know, and I honestly felt, and I remember back in the day, they were like, oh, fucking, if they brought Jersey Shore on the challenge, it'd be the stupidest fucking thing. And I kind of disagreed. I was like, no, I fucking want to see him. I want to see more people. I like the idea of all these people from all these different sort of shows show up on here, because that just means someone, you know, that someone is bringing in new fans to the show, and that's the whole thing, you know. The challenge is becoming like the UFC, whereas like the UFC, they accept like fighters from Bellator, PFL, you know, Invictus, you know, Cage Warriors, all this shit, and then they bought like other MMA promotions and stuff, and they just brought in those fighters and those champions and shit. So this is awesome. I like all these different people. This is really great. This excites me. One of the coolest things about the older challenges was that there was always a fresh cast. There was, you know, you didn't really see a lot of repeats. That wasn't until Veronica and then Derek, you know, really. People that would just show up season after season after season. It was kind of started by those two, I want to say. But yeah, let's move on. Huey Magan from Big Brother UK. All right, possibly could collaborate with other Big Brothers, but you know, I don't know. Will they accept other Big Brothers? Yeah. Huey Magan. Okay, so you know, the just judging from the picture, this guy looks like Bear, right? And Bear, as we all know, is in a serious heap of shit because he's a scumbag. And he like uploaded, was it Georgia? Or was it someone else? Maybe another girlfriend, real girlfriend. Like uploaded like revenge porn and shit like that. And now he's like, was he arrested or something? Something happened. Something should happen. But yeah, this is kind of going on a tangent. But I'm just here to say, remember when producers paid all that money allegedly for him to be on the show? They were just like, oh my god, this guy he's TV gold because he's just a piece of shit and he respects nobody and stuff like that, and there's a womanizer and blah 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 blah. Then they fucking put him on the show, and every time he did something, I'm like, was that really worth all that money, producers? And now he's not going to get recast for the shit that he's done. But that's how the producers think. Let's just remember that. That's how, when they're like, oh my god, we need this guy. He's a piece of shit. TV gold. Like, this is what happens, you know? They loved him for it. Okay, so next. Jeremiah White from Love Island, USA. Wow, didn't look this up because we've gotten plenty of people from Love Island, and again, I don't think it really matters. I don't give a shit. But Jeremiah White, let's see here. We judge him from his looks? Not really. He's in shape, but then again, most of the guys are. You know, if they don't come in shape, they're either Big Easy or CT or Vinny that one time. Or actually, Abram kind of had a belly a little bit on Bloodlines, but hey, he was an alternative. Come on. Yeah, moving on to Josh. Oh God. All right, so Josh is back. I don't think he's ever going to leave. There was recently an article. One of the producers, the casting agent or the casting producer, she was talking about like how they cast and stuff, and she's like, I personally like Josh, and people are gonna eventually love him the way I love him. I'm like, oh, it's you? So that's why we gotta watch him all the time, because you personally like him? Like, oh, I mean, does he not cry in front of you? You know, because he cries in front of us all the time. So there's got to be something he's not showing to us on TV that makes him so lovable. Last scene, let's see here. Eliminated by who was that? CT? Yeah, I think so. Josh got his first elimination win that season, but yeah, he went out to CT. I don't know. It's the same old shit with Josh. I think he's tiring. I think I got tired of him after his like second appearance or something like that, where I'm like, okay, I get it. He's a giant feeling, emotional glob of emotion. Next. All right, here we go. Casey, oh my gosh, she's back. Last scene, fucking up her knee in the final, but then saying like, fuck it! And she hobbled and she was eating the food, and they timed out because, well, I mean, Fessy wasn't really eating. Would they have gotten out of there anyways? Perhaps, who knows, you know? Like, if you see your partner, say if Fessy's like, okay, fine, and he starts munching it, and she's like, I'm gonna munch even more, and, you know, they work each other up, and then they start hobbling and stuff. Who knows? You know? Who the fuck knows? But Casey, though, fucking great. Like, she commanded that alliance, that Big Brother alliance. She worked with them. She had to patch some holes up and stuff, you know. She had to smooth things over and all this stuff, and she was working so well with Leroy, and then for her to like just kind of, you know, emotionally cut off and say like, no, I'm with Big Brother all the way, baby. I didn't mind it, you know. I was like, damn. So I want her back. She was great last season, and yeah, there we go. Next, Kel's Dyke or Kel's Deek. Who knows? But he's from Too Hot to Handle. Oh, shit. Okay, so I read about this. That's so stupid. Okay, so basically, it says that the contestants were set up for something where they were led to believe something entirely different from what the actual theme of the show is. The reality show, the contest, is to not have sex for like, I don't remember how many days. Was it 30 days? I don't know, something like that. And if you don't, then you will get like $100,000 or something like that, right? But it's like, okay, you honestly can't. Like, they were losers of this thing where they're like, no, I'd rather get laid than, like, that's a lot of fucking money. And yeah, not a lot of people won because they're just like, it's just too goddamn tempting, you know? But I want to know, like, what were they led to believe to get him on the show in the first place? Was it like Hinduism too? I'm there, dude. You know? Or there was like a bunch of like sex addicts, you know? They're like, well, we came here to fucking, you know, get better and stuff. And all of a sudden there's money involved, but like even then, that would seem more appropriate. It's like, yeah, you bring sex addicts and like, you know how to not have sex for X amount of days, X amount of days. You will get money if you don't bang. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I kind of want to check out this show. Too Hot to Handle with Kells Dyke or Dick. I don't know. It's all. Was he the producer of this thing? All right, moving on. Oh my god, you know, and that does, you know, we do have hookups on the show. Is he gonna be like, I'm so used to not hooking up, this is a breeze, or like he'll straight up turn down like Anissa or someone, or Ashley or someone? You know, he's like, no, I'm trying to win the money. They're like, we don't play that way. It's like, for real? Damn it. All right, next we have Kyle. Kyle, the snake scumbag, who admits that he's a snake and a scumbag, and then gets upset when CT's like, yeah, I betrayed you because you're a snake and a scumbag. And Kyle's like, yeah, but I am, and I'm prude of it. That's a terrible accent, but yeah, it's so weird, but it's also very funny. I don't know. I don't. That's the thing. Kyle's way too obvious. He's see-through. And I don't think that's ever going to help him. Ever. He's always going to be that one guy where they're like, oh, let's just throw him in because no one can really trust him and shit like that. And he's going around, and if you ever watch the show, he's, you know, like, it's fucked up. He's always like, I'm a fucking piece of shite. Again, this is a very bad impersonation, but yeah, I think he's going to have to change something up because he's sort of like in that mid-tier and stuck there. He's kind of like Corey a little bit. Kyle needs to change as a person, or at least play differently, which might require him to change as a person. Or at least just be fake. Be fake on camera. You know, like, pretend, truly sell us on the idea that you are now trustworthy. They could trust you then, and they could start bringing you in on all these big decisions that you're always outside of. All right, there we go. Next, we have Lauren Coogan from Love Island, USA. Again, don't remember what they do on Love Island. They probably don't have to not have sex for money, that's for sure, right? Probably another dating thing, I would assume. Yeah, I do kind of wish I looked up some shit. What could we learn from her? She's wearing a cheetah patterned swim top. But that doesn't tell us shit. Nothing. And she seems in shape, but then who isn't in shape? Oh my gosh, that's true. I was just going to say that we almost always just get like out of shape men and not really heavier set women. Not until All Stars. And wouldn't mind. No All Stars are on this thing. None. Like, I would love if Yes was on here. YES. Alright, moving on to Logan Sampedro from Survivor Spain. Another survivor. And he's from Spain. Picture. Let's see. Let's look at his picture. He looks like... Oh my gosh. He looks like some carpenter. Alright, moving on. Michaela Bradshaw from Survivor. Another survivor. That is awesome. From her pic, you can't tell if she's in shape. I mean, she looks fine. Yeah. Another survivor. That's pretty sweet, though. I mean, come on. This. Oh, holy shit! Another Michelle Fitzgerald. Holy shit! Another survivor. This is awesome. This is really good. If there was any criticisms of the show, I mean, I have. Oh my gosh, I have many. But there always seems to be more females cast as personality, more than just for their competitive athleticism and shit like that, right? And just in general, to see these survivors, these women survivors, is exciting. It's great. It's like, we don't get Laurel and Evelyn and Emily and, like all them grouped together against each other all the time. That just doesn't happen. It's usually like one really big heavy hitter female, and then a lot of rookie girls, and then a bunch of returning veterans, but they're kind of like, like to scam and lie and bitch and complain or something like that. Not to say that Survivor women can't do the same. I'm just saying, like, they usually have a little bit more... They need to be stronger on those things, because it's physical. It's probably the most physical thing out of all these shows, because they are, they don't eat as much and shit like that. It's just physically grueling. And it builds character. All right, next we have Nam. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You know what? It sucks, but I'm like, when I think of Nam, I just think of like, he probably did not enjoy himself. He's like, oh gosh, me and this Olympic woman we're not clicking. This is not working well. And then he gets injured, and that sucked. So I'm hoping that he has I'm not even hoping that he wins. I just hope that he enjoys himself this season, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Nani. Nani's back. What? Oh, yeah. She last seen on Double Agents. She got third place. Cost Leroy his fucking his legacy. I mean, it's not like he was gonna win, but he could have gotten second place. Yeah, at least some money. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. But she's back. Again, she's like mid-tier, She's not going to go in right away, but the chances of her getting to the end are kind of slim. I mean, yeah, she got to the end this time, but, it's just... hey, I might be wrong. Maybe she's just getting better and better. But she's one that I have no interest in. She's always done... This is not a bitchy, complaining podcast. Let's say something positive. She is pretty, but then I've always said, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm here to see, how do you compete? How are you in confessionals? You suck at confessionals. You fucking suck at human interactions. You look scared to be on camera sometimes. All right, moving on. Natasha? Taka. Oh, it must be Nataka, right? Nataka? Taka. Fuck. A kid. Big Brother Nigeria. Another Big Brother. Do those brothers mix in with those brothers? Because that would be great if Casey's like, who gives a fuck? We're all big brothers. We're going to band together and form this gigantic alliance. That would be extremely smart. I hope she does it. Yeah, there you go. Judging from Taka or Tasha. Not Taka. Fuck. I don't know. Judging from her picture, she looks... I mean, she could be in shape. I don't fucking know. See, there's some people that are just like, you know, they're born that way. They don't really have to work out. They just look good because of their metabolism or something like that, you know? When inside, the cholesterol is gross and shit. All right, moving on to Nelson. He's back. I like Nelson a lot. I root for him all the time. He's tragically fucking good and kind-hearted. You know, they should make he would be on Inferno. If they make an Inferno 4, he would be on the good guys team. Abso-fucking-lutely. Last scene being betrayed by Fessy and then fucking brutalized in that hall brawl and shit. Like, dirty fucking shit from Fessy. Yeah. I need... Nelson, what do you need to do? You need to... Well, you and Corey are like best bros. You both need to come in with a solid plan. An attack plan. There you go. An attack plan. That's what you need. You need to come in there like we're going to form an alliance with these people to attack these people. You know, otherwise you're just going to get betrayed. You're going to get sideswiped again. Yeah, attack plan. There you go. All right, next we have Priscilla on any Abu. Love Island UK. Love Island. Don't know what you do. Don't know what that UK business is doing all over there across the pond. I'm just xenophobic as shit. Judging pictures. Again, you can't. I mean, she looks good. She looks damn good. But is it worked for? Or is it metabolism? Next we have Henin Hellemans from X on the Beach, Double Dutch. Double Dutch. What the fuck does that mean? Oh my gosh. Is that like threesome? Which, by the way, time for a little rant, or not even a rant, but I had this idea of X's 3, where it would legitimately be like a 3-way sort of team, like 3, you know, it'd be like, so this can never happen technically, but Kenny and Wes and Joanna on one team. Let's see what's more relevant. Johnny Riley, Nani, and Kahada on one team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the people that like cheated on someone else. You know, you get them on a team. That is a show right there. People would be like, what the fuck? They would tune in for that. Yeah. X's 3 way. X's 3 : way. Something like that. I don't know, but like, can you imagine that? That'd be fantastic. Like, fucking, you get Zach and Janae and Jenna. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, this should be a show. God damn it, X's 3-way. So stupid. All right, let's see. Let's talk about Henin Hellemans though. He's from Double Dutch. He looks good, but did he work out to get that body, or is it just metabolism? Moving on to Tommy Sheehan from Survivor. Another Survivor. Fucking great. Getting a little boring though, because it's just like, oh, Survivor. But let's see here. He's a redhead. You don't get a lot of those. Mostly just Wes and what was there? That one guy from Battle of the Seasons. Fuck, what was his name? I don't know. He was fuck. Whatever. Big Easy. That's a redhead. We need more redheads. Get him on the show. Next we have Tori. Tori deal. What's the deal with Tori these days? Is she single? Is she with Fessy? You know, the more I got to know, because that was a rumor last time, where they're like, is Tori and Fessy together? Like, they were, a picture was taken of them on vacation together. And I was like, oh, go Fessy. At the time, I was like, yeah, go Fessy. Because I was like, I think Jordan's annoying as shit. And I'm glad that they're not fucking going to marry each other. I was like, that is, ugh, Jordan, gross. But after Double Agents was over, I was like, gross, Tori. Fessy? Are you serious? But I don't give a shit anymore. I don't give, who gives a fuck? All right, next. Oh wait, hold on. Tori, last scene on Double Agents. Oh yeah, she got eliminated. Was it by Anissa? I think it was, yeah, because she was like, she eliminated me of all people. Me. Not everyone could do that. And she, I don't know, like, Tori was just her usual full of herself self. Yeah. Let's hope that she collaborates more. I wouldn't say she's mid-tier, but again, she might be mid-tier as well. She's yet to get that win. She's been to, was it 2 finals now? I think it was Vendettas and then War of the Worlds 2. But yeah, I don't know. She needs to do what all these other mid-tier people don't do. Fucking form an alliance. You know? All these tools. Probably easier said than done. Whatever. But I think overall I do like Tori. I'm glad she's here. So there's that. Moving on to Tracy Kendala from Love Island, Germany. And then, as we all know, in Germany, they love different. I guess. I don't know. Or 9. 9! Let's see. Let's judge her from her looks. She's got giant hoop earrings. Next to flowers. Yeah, so you can't fucking tell from a fucking... Okay, so... apparently... Amber... We're gonna have 2 more cast people. Amber from fucking... Amber B from... Double Agents, you know, she fucking won that thing. She's gonna come back because apparently there was a second quarantine. Yeah, there was like an outbreak. You know, there was a breach, man, and so that like during filming, so they had to like stop and halt production. Isn't that crazy? I wonder how they're gonna address that on the show. I hope they do. They're like, oh my god. Day 7 in quarantine, like we can't, you know, we're in bubbles now and shit like that. We're in that one mission from fucking Free Agents. We're recycling that just to get around, walking around the house. The hallways are always the worst. All right. Well, yeah, apparently she's going to come back, or she's going to show up almost like a replacement, I think. So, yeah, it's going to have to be addressed on the show because there's a breach. They have to halt production. And then she's going to come in as a replacement. So that's awesome. And she's going to have lots of fucking confidence coming from that fucking win, you know? It almost always happens. And then finally we have Edison from The Circle. Some show. I think I looked it up. Oh, it's kind of interesting. So basically, you never meet your fellow contestants. You just talk to them on a social media sort of platform, but only within yourselves. And you just use avatars and you just text. And you just try and build alliances that way, and you have to try and get into the top 3 of the circle, the influencers, and then you get to vote off someone. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think if he comes in here and refuses to interact with everybody and he just leaves notes everywhere, that could be a problem. But he should be able to socialize. If people come from like a strictly politicking show, that usually helps. Usually, not always. But yeah, hey, that's the end of that. Let's talk about his looks. He's wearing a flannel jacket. It's got thumbs up, which means he's an optimist, or at least he wants you to feel like everything's going to be okay. Or maybe they digitized his phone out of his hands because he was trying to tweet. Because that's the only way he knows how to communicate. All right, so that's all the people. No idea when the show's going to happen. Like I said, they had a breach, so they had to halt production a little bit. That's it. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.